The summer is an extremely important time for us. We will work a lot on our football, and we will get a lot of repetitions throwing and catching together, and then the kids will be on their own. And that's where we can make a lot of progress as a team, just continuity, confidence, execution, guys understanding their playmakers. We'll have 4 new receivers coming in really 5 new receivers coming in this summer that could help us tremendously. And we need to get a little bit bigger at wide out. We need to make more plays down the field. But overall, I'm just very pleased with our football team. We probably made more progress off the field than we have on the field. And I'm talking about discipline. I'm talking about character. I'm talking about leadership and guys taking ownership of each other and really encouraging each other to do the right thing. In the classroom, those are the foundations of our football team that I think we're going to see dividends down the road. And not necessarily this week, not necessarily the first week of the season, but as we progress, those are the building blocks that will sustain good football and good play here. And so that's where we've really spent a lot of our time working with our leadership, building the foundation of our culture. And I'm just pleased. I'm really pleased with our kids, how they handle themselves, and how they've progressed over the spring. So, I told the players, our season is broken down into 5 parts. We have winter training, which is 8 weeks of winter training, where we basically just beat the dog out of our kids for 8 weeks, and they suffer together, and they become closer as a team. And then the second phase for us is spring practice. We get 15 practice to introduce our football, and we try to teach them our foundation. And that's what we've just finished up. And then the next phase is really important. It's summer training. It's 8 weeks of summer training. And we'll really define the kind of team we're going to be with our commitment to summer workouts, our commitment to the extra work. It's a time of year where the leadership really takes control of the team. And so that's an important phase that we're getting ready to go into next. And then the fourth phase is training camp. And training camp is where we really define our football. We detail what we're going to do for the fall and what we're going to do for the opponents we're playing. And then the fifth phase is going to play the season. And even when we start playing games, we're going to change a lot as a team as the season goes on. So we're not even halfway around the track yet for our season. So there's a lot of meat on the bone. There's a lot of work that we need to do. But I'm really pleased with a lot of things that I've seen and just with the mindset. I think we have a football team that likes each other, and that matters. You work so hard, you spend so much time together, and I think we've made a lot of progress in our chemistry with our coaches and our players, and that's going to pay dividends in the long run as well. Any questions?
Yeah, you talked about the spring ball and not trying to do anything too complicated, really just wanting to execute. How was the execution today?
I thought it was pretty good at times, and it was sloppy at times. And it was a little tricky. We started to get a little momentum, and then the wind, and there was a penalty or two that kind of stalled some of the drives in the first half with the ones. But I think our guys stuck with it, and we saw better execution as it went. We got a long ways to go. We don't do a lot on offense. But we want our players to rep these things so much that it becomes instinctual. And so a lot of good things, a lot of good calls. Really, I thought Clay came on. He was a little rough early, and then he came on and executed better. I thought Ajon ran the ball hard, and Avery today. They did a really good job running the football, and those guys have both had really good springs. Really impressed with Tanner Arkin as a tight end. He's been super consistent every day. He's worked really hard in practice, and he's done well blocking and as a receiver. So really proud of Tanner this spring. I think our offensive line is coming on. We got 5 guys that have never played together, and the more we rep those guys and the more they play together, the more consistently we run the ball and protect. I was really, really pleased with Charles Pueller. I mean, he's had an amazing spring. Guy was a walk-on and really didn't get much of a chance to do much. And he's a very bright guy, really smart. He's got a really nice release. And he's really had an excellent spring and showed a lot of competitiveness and ability to throw the football. So I'm really pleased with him. We got some young quarterbacks that are learning how to play, learning how to be in college. They should be going to the prom next week, and they're here competing, Division I football. And some days they look really good, and some days they look like freshmen. But they've made a lot of progress. This was a great experience for them to just be in front of people and be in this stadium. And they'll get better from that. We really like those young quarterbacks, and we think they're going to be really good college football players. And we just got to continue to pour repetitions in them and let them grow. But really, really pleased with our kids. I thought we kicked the ball pretty good today in the wind, and our field goal kickers really functioned pretty good today. And we punted the ball all right, and Patty got a chance to punt a little bit, our Australian punter, and he's had a good spring. So, overall, we just have tried to give our guys as many repetitions, and we practiced with split practices where we try to give as many guys as we can reps, and all those experiences have paid off, and they're going to help us as we move forward.
This brave new migratory world of college football, how much did it help in installing even the on-field and the off-field mentality to have that pack of 10 guys following you?
Yeah, it was important. I mean, a lot of those kids knew how we functioned and operated. They understood off-season. They understood meetings. They understood that Coach Norvell really doesn't mess around with academics. They know that, and we're really serious about all that. And then plus, they really could help the other players and talk about the offensive adjustments, and so it was important. Clay and Torrey Horton and Melquan, those guys have had really good springs, and I think they've helped the other guys come around. And I think also a big part of this spring has just been our team getting closer. We had guys that were transfers from Nevada. We had guys transfers from Tulsa and FIU, and at first, the first few weeks they were these new guys and this and there. But now it's like we're starting to become a team, and I always kind of just observe how guys, if they like being around each other, and guys are laughing and joking and having a good time, it's a pretty good indication that they like being around each other. And, I do the same thing as a head coach. I walk around meetings, and, I like it when I hear guys laughing in the meeting room, because it means they're having fun. They're engaged in what's going on. And so, this team is starting to come together. They care about each other. They like being around each other. I like the way they interact with their coaches, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Drew Gulick is a guy that's surged up the depth chart a bit. What has he done to get to where he was today?
Yeah, Drew does a good job. He's an athletic guy. He can run, he's done a really good job of learning what we're asking him to do and being out there and trying to play consistent every day. So he's a guy that that's going to probably get a chance to play quite a bit in the fall. it's a position that we want to see play better, and we need that position to play better. But Drew's done a nice job. Smart guy, has some quickness and ability to run, and we're going to need him to continue to improve.
In what ways have you seen Clay Millen really accept that leadership role, being a freshman?
You know,
and coming into this program?
I think the big thing with Clay is that he's really got a deeper understanding of what we're trying to get done. And, he was the backup to a really good player last year. He watched Carson and how he operated and learned a lot from Carson. I think Clay is a really smart player. He's kind of your thinking man's quarterback. He understands how to use the offense, and he's just really starting to feel comfortable playing. A big thing about our offense is getting to know your players. And so he's getting used to playing with, Ty McCullough and Tanner Arkin and Demir Adula and E.J. Scott, all the different players that he has to get used to throwing to. And so much of our playing in our system is knowing where your playmakers are. And that comes from repetition, and these guys have had, a couple months of Skelly and 15 practices. And so, they're about where they are right now. I mean, with the time and experience that they've had. But, boy, we can multiply that over the summer, and they can really start to feel comfortable with each other. And that's a big part of playing in our system, too, is that, he really gets to show his leadership now. Summertime, there's a lot of things that need to get done, and our players have to show that leadership to be the ringleaders, go grab guys, go throw and catch. And, our guys got really good at Nevada because, I could show up on most Sundays in the summertime at our stadium, and our kids would be in there throwing. And that's how they got good at it. And Clay's no exception. And he's a gym rat. He's always hanging around. And I'm proud of Childs. Childs is always hanging around the office, always watching film, always trying to study and get better. And that's how you improve. And so he's got a good start, but he's still got a long ways to go before we start playing games.
Without reviewing history, I think it's fair to say this program had a disconnect with the community and the constituency, and what you're doing is as much of rebranding as anything else. How did you make progress on that in spring ball, open practices and everything?
I know this may be a surprise, but that's just the way we've always functioned. I mean, everything we've done this spring is something that we've always done. We've always engaged with our alumni. We always try to engage with the community. We've done the grit run. We've done the kids clinic after the scrimmage. We've always done the Ram Walk on Friday nights and brought our old players in. And so I just think it's just us being us. And, we have a group of coaches that are social people. They like to engage with people. But we're part of the community, and we want our team to be a part of the community and engage in the community. And, when we go out and play on Saturdays, we need our community. We need our fan base. We need our alumni. We need our former players. We need the support of all of those people. And so we've appreciated getting to know everybody. We've had several alumni events, and I just love meeting our former players. And, I told our former players, we need your help. We need you to tell the stories to our current players so they understand the history from a player's standpoint. I talked to Tony Alford this morning before the scrimmage, and Tony's a good friend of mine. We coached together at Iowa State. And he just called and said, good luck, I know it's your spring game today. And Tony thanked me. Tony said, hey, he goes, I just got to tell you, he says, I talked to a lot of the former players. They had a great time last night. he said, I just appreciate what you guys are doing. And I said, man, I appreciate you. I said, I'm going to need your help, to come back and talk to these guys and to be supportive of the program. And Tony's a great person. He loves this university, and he's a good friend. And so I appreciated that phone call from Tony. But we really do enjoy having our former players around our team and getting to know those guys. And it's important for our guys to understand their past. And we have a saying, we aren't the first ones to have played here. We want to make the jersey better than when we got it, and so we got an obligation to those former players and to our history, and we want to represent that when we go on the field.
So it's obvious what it does for the community, but what does it do for the players to be involved in like the grit run this morning and this kids clinic right now? What does it do for like, the whole team camaraderie?
Being a part of a team is just being part of something bigger than yourself, and I think our players get as much out of it as the community and these kids. And I just think they feel like what they're doing matters, and so and nobody gets there by themselves. All these guys had people back home that helped them get where they are, and it's their way to give back. And I just watch we just had our leadership. I don't know how many kids are in there, 200 kids screaming and hollering. It's like herding cats, but they were in there screaming and hollering, and the energy in the locker room was amazing, and our leadership guys brought them out, and that was awesome. And I didn't know how Cassidy pulled that off. I told him, he said, you're never going to get 200 kids in the locker room. They're going to be everywhere, but it's awesome. This morning I was blown away. Just by the support of everybody for the grit run. We had, I think, 350 people, and we've been doing this for years. We've been, every school we've coached at, we've done fundraisers for cystic fibrosis. My wife used to do Zoom-a-thons, and when we were in Oklahoma, and, we've done this 5K run the last 5 years, and twice as many people we've ever had. And so I just appreciate that. It's something that's important to us, and it's a way for us to give back. And so I think our kids get as much out of all these things as the community does.
You mentioned wanting to get a little bigger at wide receiver and
Yeah.
a back coming in. Are there any other position groups that you'd like to target?
Yeah, we need to get more athletic at linebacker. That's another area that we need to run better. We like our backers to run and be able to make plays. Like I mentioned earlier, I was real pleased with our defensive line and the way that they rushed the passer and their effort all spring. I'm feeling better about our secondary. I think that we brought in 3 corners, and those kids have really helped us play pass defense. We're good at safety. We have some good players at safety. And so, yeah, we have to get bigger. I just think we need to get a little bit bigger to get some matchups at wide out. And we got 4 kids coming in that should help us get better there. I was pleased with our tight ends. Tanner Arkin, Demir Abdullah, Gary Williams, those are good players. Peter Montini got hurt, but he's a guy we had at Nevada, and he was doing a really good job. And I was pleased with our running backs. Ajon had a really good spring, and so did Avery Morrow, and David Bailey's coming on. And so those kids are good football players. I think we could win games with those guys. So, and I mentioned at quarterback, Clay had a very good spring. And I was really impressed with Childs. Childs was really a surprise. He may be the surprise of the whole spring of the whole football team, just in his ability to understand what we're doing, and his ability to throw the football and throw it down the field. He did a really good job, And he's way more competitive than I thought he'd be, you know. And so that's a real plus. And our young guys are coming on. They just need a gazillion reps. So, you know, we gotta, you know, we're gonna have to be a football team that's disciplined. We're gonna have to be a football team that plays with great effort. And we gotta have a lot of mental toughness, you know, to be able to execute, you know, keep the football on offense, whether it's passing or running. You know, we did a good job running the ball today at times. I was pleased with that. And we're going to have to be an opportunistic defense, you know, a disciplined defense that doesn't give up big plays, and that if we can take the ball away, that's going to really help us. And, you know, and then we have a philosophy, I don't know, but we're going to play our best players on special teams. You know, we're going to play, you know, our best receivers, and Melquan's going to play special teams. But I just believe that, you know, if we can play our best players on special teams and we can make plays and give our team a position to steal points, then, you know, and we'll rotate guys on offense and defense and give them a blow. But we got to find a way to steal plays and gain momentum through special teams and playing smart defense and playing opportunistic offense. So, you know, that's the kind of football team we're going to have. And you know, we just got to continue to improve and understand what our strengths are.
Seems like most guys participated. Are you okay with the
Yeah,
status?
everybody plays in the spring game. That was everybody plays. We had some guys that didn't get many reps all spring, but they played today. So no, everybody. You know, we wanted spring to end with some momentum. You know, and you know, we spotted. I started to think we maybe bit off more we could chew, but we spotted the 3 touchdowns, and then the twos score first, and pretty soon we're down 4 scores. And so, but it's pretty typical the way we do this format when we spot the twos, that, and you know, with the win, that was an added dimension to the game. But it's amazing how many times it comes down like it did today to the last couple of drives, and you know, and so it was good. It was a good day's work, and I'm glad we did it. Yep.